Hey guys, this is Mongolian Mindset, and today we're going to be interviewing Cloud. You could just say whatever you want to say. This is all about you, not us. We're just here listening to what you say. You don't have to go into anything traumatic, anything, and we will give you our best interpretation of your type. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Cloud.
So good afternoon, I'm Cloud. I'm 19 and I'm currently living in Portugal.
How's life?
Uh, it's kind of like a mess, but I always have that kind of feeling that I will somehow manage to uh, bypass it. But I don't know, only time will tell.
Okay. What do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, well, I'll probably no longer be in Portugal.
Mhm.
I will probably have emigrated to somewhere else
Mhm.
where I can have my economical and social freedom. Mm.
What do you want to be remembered for?
What do I want? Sorry,
What do you want to be remembered for?
what do I want to be remembered for? Well, I would like to be seen as a good father and also as someone who achieved things in our world, like uh, like someone who gave freedom to the population, especially European and American population. And I also want to be seen as someone who contributed in also other kinds of freedom that does not include physical freedom, like virtual freedom, digital freedom, any kind of that. I'm someone who's really into the concept of freedom. It's something that really uh, is a really spicy subject for me that I really like.
Okay. So, why?
So
Go ahead, Shelly.
I was going to ask you, so how do you feel about being told, controlled and told what to do?
Controlled. Well, I generally hate it unless I see like a reason to. Like if people tell me, "Oh no, don't do this," like, okay, why are you restraining me? But if you're telling me why, if I know a reason why you're telling me, then I have no problem with that. Like for example, don't go there. It's like dangerous if you go on that route. You could die. Like that's okay for me. Like if you're gonna restrain me, at least give me a reason why. At least tell me why.
Um, what do you think is the best thing that you contribute to a team?
The best thing that I contribute to a team. I'm not really into like group projects, but when I am, it's kind of like competence, like giving the job that you have to do, should do, and as fast as possible.
How do you go about learning new things?
Learning new things. Well, I usually learn things because I like to, and learning is something that I do as part of my life, like meta skills and things that I have to learn. For example, I'm planning on learning finance, sales, and all kind of that stuff, as well as learning more better social skills. Pardon me for my accent right now. Um, Read faster, type faster, things that will not only allow me to sell my product to other people, but that will make me um, produce it way quicker, way quicker.
How do you know what someone says is true?
How do I know that? Well, how do I know when what someone says is true? Generally, I just know. But if I would have to make it like a justification, if I would have to explain it, like there are things that I simply feeling that in my mind that simply don't add up. Like if someone is lying, if someone is telling some crap, my BS detector just fires. I'm like, no, you're probably lying, but I can't tell you why for some reason. Like I just know it.
What are some things that cause you to feel stressed out?
Things that make me stress out. I would say it would be to make a bad impression. Like if people find you weird, especially because I have ASD, I would be pretty uncomfortable that I'm making people uncomfortable. Since I generally don't like going to parties.
Why do you feel like you don't like going to parties?
Because there are lots of people who I don't know who are also invited to that party, and I don't know how to start a conversation with them because I don't know their interests. As like when it's someone who I know like what they like, what they don't like, and so I can just come up with something that we both enjoy and go with the conversation along the way. When it's someone that I don't know, I'm kind of like unaware of what he thinks, so it's kind of like hit or miss. So what I'm going to say, like hello. Uh, Maybe some people would say yeah, go do it, but I don't see a reason to. It seems just awkward.
How well do you handle chaos in your life?
Well, I generally ask for another person to control me. Generally, it's my mom. I like my mom is and like she consents to this. Fortunately, she's my alarm clock. She's like my my what was it called? She's the one that tells me, son, you should go to sleep and these kinds of things. She's the one that does it all. She's the one that keeps me in check, and so um, it's something that I struggle doing with my own. Not that I feel that I can't, but um, yeah, it's kind of like that.
Do, do
I
you
have
think you
trouble
have
managing chaos.
sorry, I thought you were
Sorry.
done. I was gonna say, do you think you have a better short-term or long-term memory?
Short term. Short term, unless I'm associating certain words, objects, concepts with those memories.
And do you find it difficult to make decisions?
Uh, I mean, this is the kind of question that highly depends on the context of the situation, but I would say, like for example, a moral question. I mean, it's pretty easy to just come up with something, but when it's a logical question, I have to analyze everything. But when it comes to something that people don't see, I tend to act out as what was it called? Um, sorry. I act recklessly. Like I just do the things that I do. I don't ask anybody, and it's kind of like it.
Okay. If you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for?
3 wishes. Well, first, I would wish to be able to learn anything I wish at my fingertips. Like anything I want, I just download it in my brain in finger snap. What was it called? Yes, I think it's finger snap. Second, do I need to say why?
Sure.
No.
No. Okay. Second, it would be to have a high social circle, and this would be. Oh, do I? Should I say why? Sorry.
You're fine.
The reason why would be for me to sell the product that I want to sell. So I know who needs it, and I know the kind of person that would like it, that would feel it will be necessary in his life.
Mhm.
And so I can just come up with that person and say, "Oh, I see that you have this problem. Do you want this? I have the solution for you." Now, the third wish would be just to be able to focus on the skill that I wish. Like for example, if I'm learning chess, I would like to be constantly learning and not stopping.
Mhm. Why you like chess? What appeals you about chess?
Well, I learned chess when I was 6 years old. It was my dad who teach me how to play, and then I started watching anime, and I sometimes learn play chess a little. Then I watched an anime which was Code Geass.
I love Code Geass.
Yes,
Oh,
and
Lelouch.
that's when I was like, nah, I'm gonna addict this shit.
Yeah, I love Lelouch. All my friends says he's very similar to myself.
Yeah,
Scary. Like my buddy of mine was watching the show and he told me, he's like,
yeah.
bro,
All hail Lelouch.
like Lelouch is exactly like you. And I'm like, yeah, he's pretty similar. Yeah, I love chess. His method sucks ass. He's like always move your king. Like get the fuck out of here, man. You if you
Yeah,
move,
like one thing that I didn't know is that the first game that he played, just by eating the pawn with the queen, it was game over for his adversary. Like he didn't even have to move the king; it was just checkmate in one move.
hmm
And I did not knew that.
yeah, yeah. If you don't move that pawn, that's the most
Hmm.
early in the game. That pawn that's right by the king,
Yeah, control the center.
queen side is the weakest pawn on the board for both people. So like early on, you can kind of attack that pawn. But
Yes,
people use castle or they'll protect it. And if
yeah.
you're too heavy, they'll fuck you for going after that pawn.
Hmm. All right.
What do you think the biggest problem with humanity is?
The biggest problem with humanity, I would say it's self-righteousness, especially in the current political landscape.
Okay. If I fast forwarded your life to 100, right? You're 100 years old. What would be something you think you would miss out on?
I heard that question a lot, but I don't really understand what it means. Like,
So,
what do you mean? What I would miss in 100 years?
like, say for
If
instance,
life ended right now, what would like if you were at the end of your life right now, what would you think that you would miss having experienced or done?
Again, I really don't know because it it could happen anything. I'm really not sure.
like for instance, I would probably miss the connections with people.
Hmm. Oh, I would say then in that case, you would miss the connections to the people. So if I was fast forward 100 years, let's see. God, I actually have to think this question out. I would have to say that I could have done better.
Okay. So,
What do you consider to be the most important thing in your life besides your friends and family?
Well, the most important thing on my life, I would say my ability to make decisions based on what I know and what I can do. So in other words, it's something more than my freedom. It's if I can use that freedom correctly, or if I can use it at my will, because if I can do that, it doesn't matter if I don't know how to use it.
what is one of your greatest fears?
My greatest fear. Well, let me see. I think that my greatest fear would be to have lost the generation, let's say the generation war. Would be to like, because I'm into stuff like the fourth turning, which I think that you know what it is. And like one of my biggest fear is that the other side, which is the side that is more into security, is more into being like people treat me how I wish to treat, and call me by this or that. I don't want to mention pronouns. Like I'm really afraid that these people can like oppose our rights to say what we wish and what we think it's right, what we think it's wrong. It's kind of like that. Like even if we have the reasons, and most of us do, if we cannot act on it because we are a lost cause, I think it's kind of like over, because lots of things would be lost by that. Would be our relationships with our friends, our family, other people. Most of us will be alienated for meaningless things.
All right, man. Shell, how you feeling?
Oh, pretty confident.
Okay.
If we're with what I messaged.
Yeah.
One last question. If you went to jail, what would it be for?
If I want to?
If you went to jail, what do you think it would be for?
If I went to jail, it will probably be... Oh, by the way, okay, Fed. Just kidding. If I went to jail, let me see. I think it would mostly be, if I can get the word, sorry. Shareness, is it, of classified documents? Like it will be spreading classified documents.
Okay. Let's see, one more. Let me see here. How'd you get an interest into typology?
Well, firstly, I was like really disliking some people, then I grew out of it. And so what I was trying to do was going to 16p and
Mhm.
trying to answer questions, putting all those answers in a paper to make an alter ego. And this is kind of like weird. And also, what was it called? Um, like unperformative. I forgot the word.
Mhm.
It's useless. Is it? Is it not the name?
What? Don't worry about
Like
it.
it's like there is a better method. That was what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
And I'm kind of like wasting time because at the time I did not knew about cognitive functions.
Okay.
Mm.
All righty,
So
man. So, um, you talked about having a messy life early on that shows that you were okay in chaos, which indicates progression or movement. So that's a check for there. Time will tell was one of the things you said. That's also a progression statement. Uh, good father, achieve, gave freedom to the population and contribute to other kinds of freedom. That's a pragmatic approach there, or SENI as well. Tell job to do as fast as possible. You're looking at the fastest way to do things or the best way to do things. So that's more of a systematic approach and a TE approach.
Mhm.
Earlier when you were talking about achievements, that's also a TEFI approach. Move faster, make it better. That's another TE systematic approach. Learning is part of my life. That's more of a NT core value. Um, produce this way faster to sell your product. That's another TE systematic streamlining there. Generally, I just know when you talk about the truth. So when you were talking about that, that's an NI approach. NI is all about the knowing of things. Like it just knows, it doesn't understand. There's a difference between understanding and knowing. So understanding would be TI, knowing would be NI. Okay. My BS detector just flies off.
I did not know what happened. I got disconnected. My app just crashed.
Oh shit. Okay. Damn. Okay.
what
Oh,
was the last thing you heard?
So the last thing that I heard was about making faster better, and that was a TFI thing.
Okay, so let me start all the way fucking up. Okay. So when asked early on, you said you had a messy life, okay? So that
Hmm.
means you're okay in the chaos. That's more of a progression type thing. Okay. You had time will tell was one of the things you said. That's more of a journey focused type thing. That's another progression. Good
Hmm.
father, you wanted achievements and you want to give freedom to the population and to contribute to other kinds of freedom. That's going to be the achievements going to hit you for TFI again, and the freedom is going to be more of a pragmatic approach. Um, job when you get into your job, whatever you just talked about being faster, more efficient. That's a systematic and TEFI approach. Learning is part of my life. That's like a core value of an NT. So that's intellectual. Move faster, make things better. That's a TEFI systematic approach. Generally, I just know. When you're talking about knowing, that's an NI thing. Um, understanding is a TI thing. You get what I'm saying? So NI users are very strong. NI users will say, I just know. Okay. That's an NI approach. They don't understand, they just know. So that's your he broke down again. Oh shit. Okay.
It's Groundhog Day.
It's supposedly it was overeating, and that was why.
Okay, you okay. So I'm just gonna just tell you what you are, man. You're INTJ, man.
Hmm. I see.
Yeah, I was trying to go into it, but every time you keep getting broken up. But you're an INTJ.
Hmm.
You said another thing was like you want to make people feel comfortable. You don't want people to feel comfortable. That's an SENI thing. Well, what someone thinks, that's what you were talking about as well. You don't know what they think, so you're talking about what somebody else thinks. That's a TE approach. You talked about concepts, that's abstractions. I have to analyze everything from everything perspective. That's a systematic approach. I just do, and I don't ask why. That's pragmatic. Okay. You talked about chess from a journey perspective.
Mm.
Ability, you said your most important thing was the ability to make decisions of what I know in decision making. That's an NI, very strong NI approach. What I know. You don't like when people impose on what we think or act. That's a freedom, pragmatic approach. You made an alter ego abstract, and you wanted to find a better method that's systematic. So yes, you and I.
So what did you type yourself as before?
Yeah.
INTJ.
INTJ. INTJ.
Okay. Wonderful. Got any questions, man?
No, to be honest, I was kind of thinking that this one will get ISFP because I was getting too many F5 responses, but it's not that I wish to get that result. But I was kind of like I was kind of like afraid that okay, oh my God, are people going to miss my type?
Nah,
That was kind of what was.
there's no mistaking those two.
I mean, you gotta remember, dude. ISFPs are not systematic, so they're not talking about the best method to do things or the best way to do.
Okay.
And they're not gonna be talking about abstract things as much as well as much either.
All right. All right.
They're gonna be outcome focused and not progression focused. So you're on the journey, dude. So,
I'm still here. I just turned off the camera.
So that eliminates that. So the only thing, like very early on, it was easy to see that you were either ENTP or INTJ. And then from there, just notice that you're about achievements and whatnot. And
Yeah.
so that eliminated ENTP or INTJ very. Me and Shelly knew very early on.
Yeah. So hard temple. So hard temple.
Oh yeah. But
Or
yeah.
you don't use that method, do you?
No, I don't. Sorry.
No worries.
But yeah, INTJ, man. I would say, it seems though you use TE a lot, so I would say that you have a developed parent function. So I would say that you would be unconscious focused.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people type me as unconscious focus. No, unconscious developed. Unconscious developed. But subconscious focus. Especially because my SC is becoming better over time.
Yeah, so I'd say I mean, you use TE. If you were like FI centric, I'd say that you were like a subconscious, basically a weak TE user of an INTJ. But you're essentially like the prototypical INTJ, man. Sorry.
I'm the prototypical.
Yeah.
I did not understand. Sorry.
Oh, it just means that it's pretty like if you read a standard interpretation of an INTJ, it's probably gonna ring a bell for you. Like some of the INTJs can read it and they don't really identify with it, and that's because they don't have strong TE. And I think
But but you said FI INTJ?
Like one that is very strong on FI because they're on the axis. Okay, T FI
Yes.
on the axis. And the parent function and the child functions is more easier to manipulate the axis. So you can have an INTJ who's practically all FI and doesn't use much.
Yeah, yeah.
And they will come off, I hate to say it, kind of stupid.
Yeah, I see.
And then
Well, thank you.
More INTJs.
Yeah.
Well,
I really thank you for this session.
Thank you, man. You have a great day.
It was good to you as well.
Sorry I didn't show up yesterday. Sorry I didn't show up yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, no worries.
Catching a siesta. Didn't wake up to my alarm.
Yeah, Shelly set us back pretty bad, you know.
I see, I see.
It's all good, but hey man, you have a great day, man.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, take it easy.